Hey friends, hey! Good afternoon. Lois with Ellie Grace's Attic here with a lunchtime live craft for you. Finn, quit. Sorry, my puppy dog is back there making noise. Say hi. He is not ever far away from me, and so I apologize for being just a few minutes late. I literally zoomed on into the garage, jumped out of my car, and ran up here to do this live. My morning appointment went over just a little bit, but it's all good. I promised a live at lunchtime, and we're going to make it happen. So I'm super excited about this one. It's been a hot minute. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lois East. I own a creative company called Ellie Grace's Attic, and we take old treasures and give them new life with handcrafted love, and we primarily do that with wooden signs, but I love all things crafty, so you'll see me on here sometimes doing crafts, sometimes I'm sharing a recipe, anything DIY or life hack kind of a deal that's going to make our lives easier as girls and moms or parents if you're a guy. Sorry. So today we're going to do a craft. It's been a crazy few weeks, so it has been a hot minute since I've been on here. And I am working today, sorry, I'm going to adjust the camera just a tad bit. If you're watching live, say hi in the comments. Tell me where you're watching from. I see Kim is on here. Hey, girl. And Jana. So glad y'all are here. Sprinkle the video for me. That's always helpful if you pass that on to your friends. And hopefully they get inspired to do something crafty. Anyway, we are working with a Dollar Tree cutout. I'm gonna have to hold it like this because I've already kind of dismantled it. It's a jack-o'-lantern, right? It cost me $1 at the Dollar Tree. And all I've done, I did this ahead of time. I used this handy dandy little Cricut scraper thingy. I don't really know what you call it. It's used to get the letters up off the thing. I used a butter knife too when this failed me. But I just went underneath these pieces on my jack-o'-lantern and kind of just wedged it in there really good. And I gently popped those pieces off. And you'll see why in a minute. So I took off the 2 eyes, took off his cute little nose and his mouth. And when you do this process, just be real gentle. See, this one it's fragile. It will break, but it's still together, and you're not going to be able to see that whenever I finish with it. So, hi from Illinois. I'm still messing with the camera, sorry. Okay, I think that's good. So, we got that off, and you'll see there was a little bit of leftover wood. It kind of made a hump and a rough spot, and I just put my sanding block to that yesterday and smoothed it out, but you won't be able to tell this again in the end because we're going to cover it all. So let me take the tag off and let me try to untie this cute little twine hanger that they have going on. Hopefully I can untie it. Maybe. Yes, okay. It came apart real easy. I'm going to pull that out and put that to the side. And now, what we're working with, well, first of all, let me just tell you what inspired this whole little craft. Because sometimes I have a detailed plan and I know, oh, I want to do this, this, and this. And sometimes I just see something in the store and I'm like, holy cow, I need that item and I'm going to work a craft around it. So not last week, the week before last, I was in Hobby Lobby with a friend, Kim Harvey, and I saw these fall leaves in Hobby Lobby. Can we take a moment for the leopard print fall leaves? Like, for real, y'all, I fell in love. So I bought actually a couple of packs of these. And I'm like, I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do with these, but I'm going to do something. I have to have them. They actually had several, like, leopard print fall things. And I'm just here to tell you, that, let me just skip forward to Christmas, because y'all know I love fall. But at Christmas time, we have burgundies and golds in our living area. That's the two of the main colors. Kim says she's caressing hers too. Thank you, Kim. And so our Christmas tree is burgundy and golds, and it's beautiful, and I love it. But I keep threatening every year to sneak in something a little different. I think this might go with burgundy and gold. You might see some leopard print on my tree this year. I'm gonna have to sneak it in though, because my husband's funny about that. So anyway, I love these. And so then I'm like, what can I do with that? And so hints came, I'm like, I'm gonna do a jack-o'-lantern. So with that, I found 2 scrapbook papers. I pulled these out of my stash. This is an aqua turquoise colored, it looks like distressed wood. We're going to use that today, and we're going to use these black and white polka dots. So that's what we're going to use. And then I have some good old raffia, and of course these guys. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to take my scrapbook paper, and I'm going to put it, this is the front of my jack-o'-lantern, and I'm going to put the paper over it like so, and I'm going to, I have a cutting mat. You can see it's quite old and full of paint. I'm just going to use that because I'm going to cut the paper out. Now you can do this one of 2 ways. You can turn it over like this and trace it with a pencil and then cut it out. But I am going to, hopefully, if this razor is sharp enough, cut it out on the cutting board just around it. Is what I think I'm gonna do, we'll see. But either way will work. We're just trying to cut out the pumpkin shape. So I'm just outlining my pumpkin, and if you're a little off, that's okay too, because we're gonna work with the sander or the sand. I have a sanding block here too, or piece of sandpaper will work. So I'm just going around the edge of my pumpkin, firmly pressing down around the shape, just outlining it with the razor, and that's cutting my paper as we go. Again, if you're a little wider, that's okay, because we're going to fix that in the end. Don't overlook. Like, I thought I can paint that, but I thought, why would I? Let's do something fun with some scrapbook paper, because I used to scrapbook all the time. And I have an overstock of scrapbook paper, and I still occasionally will get out my scrapbook and stuff and do a layout. Sometimes I'll make birthday cards, different things, but I still have this overabundance. I swear, I am not going to be able to use all this, I think, in my lifetime. So every now and then I'm like, let's see what we got in there. Scrapbook paper is really regular price. This 12 by 12 sheet of paper is 69 cents. And you know, they run 40%, 50% off sales all the time in Hobby Lobby. So it's really such a cost-effective way to dress up any craft project. Let me see if I can read some comments. Kim says, oh my gosh, they are so soft. Y'all, I didn't open them yet, but now I gotta open them, Kim. I'm skipping ahead. Let me open these. They look soft. I'm just gonna rip it open. Oh man, yeah, they're kind of, ooh, they're kind of velvety, kind of. I like it. I love it. They are super soft. And those, by the way, those were at Hobby Lobby. They're $4.99, and there's, does it tell me how many is in there? 12. There's 12 in there for $4.99, and right now don't walk, run to Hobby Lobby because all the fall stuff is 40% off. So 40% off of, that's what, 3 something? So that's a pretty good deal. If you like animal print like I do. I love animal print. So, all right, I'm just twirling this around to get the rest of it cut out. Yeah, I'm serious about sneaking some leopard print on my tree. The other day when I was at Hobby Lobby, I'm going off the cutting board, I saw they have all the Christmas stuff out, and y'all, they had pink, these feathery pink Christmas trees. Y'all know pink is my favorite color, and they had leopard print paired with it. It was so cute. But I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, I might have to get a Christmas tree for my crafting area because I have a bunch of pink all in it. Pretty sure that might need to happen this year. All right, so you'll see, I turned my scrap paper face down, turn my cutout face down on top of the paper, onto a cutting mat, and then I use a blade cutter. It's out there, and so then you get that. So that was a lot. You could trace it, like I said, with the pencil and cut it by hand with the scissors, but yeah. Thank you, Danielle, for sprinkling. I'm so glad you're here. Now, when we're done with this, somebody's going to win it. I think I'm going to give this away today. So thank you for sprinkling. It's probably after 24 hours. I'll put all the people that sprinkled, I'll put their names in a hat, and then we'll draw a name. All right, so I've got this done, and we're going to Mod Podge this sucker on here onto our pumpkin. So we're going to take our Mod Podge. I got this at Dollar Tree. You can buy it anywhere craft supplies are sold. You can buy a big jar, little jar. I like these. I get these at Dollar Tree. They're $1 each. They have a squirt top, which is handy dandy. So I'm just going to squirt the Mod Podge onto my pumpkin. I have a brush. We're going to brush it on really well onto our pumpkin. Get really good close to the edges. Then we're going to put a little bit on our paper too. Try to get it as even as you can onto the pumpkin, so that'll help prevent some of the air bubbles. I'll get a little bit on my paper too. It doesn't have to be a lot on the paper because we covered the pumpkin, but it helps. Oops. All right, then we're going to take that and try to match it up as best we can, starting at the bottom. Work quickly because it dries quickly. And you're just going to smooth it out. Try to get all the air bubbles out. Then if you need to, put a little Mod Podge here on our brush. And we'll kind of get the edges really good. Let's get in there. Just an extra seal around the edges. Just kind of going around, making sure your edges are down. Still trying to smooth out those bubbles as we go. Oops. Just gonna get it good in that crease and go all the way around. And then you can kind of go over it a little bit. Then that kind of helps seal it too. Just go around the edges and smoothen out. And so this is what we have so far. Isn't that fun? Just a little different twist on the traditional pumpkin colors. I'm gonna leave that Mod Podge right there because I'm gonna use it. I need to get a napkin though. We're gonna wipe some of this excess glue off of our cutting mat. And so now I'm gonna take my little sanding block. I'm gonna give it a minute more to dry. We're gonna put this to the side actually and work on our little eyes and our nose and then our mouth. And we're gonna do kind of the same process. I'm gonna do it just a little different because what I'm gonna do this time, just to kind of show you a different way, is I'm gonna glue it beforehand onto the paper. So I'm putting all my glue onto my little cutout. And then I'm going to turn it over onto my paper, kind of in the corner because we want to try to save as much paper as we can. And I'm going to press it down really good till it's mostly stuck. And then if we have to seal the edges afterwards, we will. And I'm going to do the same thing to my little eyes. I'm going to it's okay if they're not straight because we're going to cut this out in a little bit. Try not to get extra glue on the paper if I don't have to. Righty. Well, let me knock everything over. All right. So we got this little guy. We'll put him, this looks like a good spot. And so I've kind of got them all clustered in the corner there because, you know, as crafters and scrapbookers, we don't want to waste stuff. Or, I mean, I'm like that in general in life. I don't want to waste nothing. So we're just going to put our brush over because we're going to need that again in a minute. Just kind of press them down, get them really stuck. We'll probably have to come back and do the edges again. Wipe the glue off your fingers because you will get glue on yourself. That's inevitable because you ain't scrapbooking or crafting unless you're getting messy. So now we're going to do the same process. We're going to cut these out with on our cutting mat with our little razor blade. Or again, if you just have handheld scissors, you could do that too, right here. So we're just going to trace around them. Be careful, don't cut yourself. Been there, done that. These little razor, I don't know, I guess they're called razor cutters. I don't know what the heck they're called, but they come, they have, like, you can twist them off. The blade comes out and there's extra blades inside here. This is a wonderful tool to have in your crafting stash. Just FYI, this one's about 200 years old. Oh, X-Acto. It's called an X-Acto knife. Thanks, Danielle. Okay, so X-Acto knife. This little puppy, this is the thing to have. It's one of those things that you don't miss it, but then when you get your hands on it, it changes your life. I'm just saying. I don't know. There's a few things like that. So it's handy dandy for not just arts and crafts, but school projects and like all the things. So, but I think this one, if I had to guess, probably came from Hobby Lobby, but I'm pretty sure you can find one of these most anywhere craft supplies are sold. It's just one of those tools that once you have it, you're like, I can't live without that. It's a staple, kind of like duct tape. Okay, so you'll see I'm just cutting out these. Look, it's a cute little polka dot jack-o'-lantern nose. So we're going to put that to the side. This should come up too. This is one of our eyes. So, y'all know I love me some fall, and I personally love the traditional fall colors, all the oranges, the greens, the yellows, the deep reds, all the things. But every now and then I have introduced mustard yellow. Like this year, some of my things are mustard yellow and black and white kind of mixed together, and kind of actually blended in with the other stuff. But for this, I just thought, I mean, come on. How could I resist this beauty? Isn't it like awesome? Like I couldn't help it. And I was like, okay, go with it. Embrace your inner animal spirit, and we're just going to jump totally out of the box with this little jack-o'-lantern. So that's how we got here. Because again, leopard print or animal print of any kind, like I'm in. All right, so you can see where I wedged this off of the little cutout. It kind of got a little distressed. It was not happy about being removed, but I did it anyway for the sake of arts and crafts. So, but it's totally cool. Don't freak out, because nobody's gonna see this. We're gonna hot glue it, we're covering it with some paper, it's all gonna be good. So yeah, so let's trace out our toothy jack-o'-lantern grin. And again, as you're, if you're outlining or cutting out, if you're not perfect, if you're over a little bit, that's totally okay, because we're gonna get that off in a minute. Alrighty. Just moving this around so I can get around it. Make sure, let me check. Yeah, it's hot. Make sure if you're doing this with me, I think Kim, I think you're doing it with me. How are you doing? Make sure your hot glue gun's on, because we're gonna need that in a minute. I have a bad habit of forgetting to turn on the hot glue gun, and then I go to use it and I'm like, ah, dang it, now I gotta wait. Did I cut that part? No. It's kind of tight in these little grooves, and it's okay if your paper tears a little bit, because again, we're gonna work with that. It's kind of tight in the little corners, but that's the beauty of the X-Acto knife, because it's got that nice little point on it. So, you know, or if you're using the pointy end of your scissors to do this too. And this is, let me go back and say this. This is thin scrapbook paper, okay? This is a true paper. This isn't cardstock. You can Mod Podge with cardstock, and you could totally cut it out just like I'm doing, but it's just an easier project if you just buy the paper. The cardstock is a little thicker, and it's also a little more expensive. So I forgot to say that earlier. All right, I think I cut all the way around it, hopefully. It's hard sometimes to remember where you are when you're talking and working at the same time. Or maybe that's just me, I don't know if y'all have that problem. So again, if you're just chiming in, do me a solid and sprinkle the video with your friends, pass it on. Hopefully this inspires them to, number one, get some animal print in their life, and number two, just do a fun, quirky, outside of the box jack-o'-lantern. I think I've told y'all before, I'm not a big Halloween decorator, but I love all the things. So this, if you sprinkle the video, you get your name into a drawing. Okay, this little piece just doesn't want to give up the ghost, so hold on. There we go. If you sprinkle the video, your name will go into a drawing, and I'm gonna pull a name probably tomorrow, and you'll win the little craft that we're doing. And you can either keep it for yourself or give it away. It'd be cute in a little candy basket, I'm just saying. So this is what we have, and you'll see we have a little tear right there, but psh, no big deal. We're gonna make that cute here in just a second. So I've got our eyes and nose and mouth done, and our little pumpkin. Do we just not love those colors? Love it. So now I'm gonna put the lid on this X-Acto knife before I hurt myself. And I'm gonna move that over to the side. While this is, and I don't think, I might need to do a little bit. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue onto my brush and just kind of get the corners here really good on my mouth. I'm gonna kind of just go around the edges. Make sure those edges are sealed really good. While we're doing this other piece, this can be drying. Okay, we'll go around our little Oh, Kim's having internet issues. I hope you guys are all able to hear me. I've been having a really weird thing. My internet shows that I'm still live and it shows that I have no problems, but I have had some people on one of my recent lives say that I was cutting out and they couldn't hear me, and y'all, I'm sorry, I don't know how to fix that. I am getting a new phone this Friday. My husband and I both are getting new phones, so I'm hoping that that helps remedy some of that, but we will see. Because I hate to not bring the best experience to you guys when I'm on here. So now I just have a little handy dandy sanding block. Again, you can find these wherever craft supplies are sold. Oh, Jana, thank you for letting me know. Well, I'm hoping the new phone like cures some of that. I don't know, we'll see. But thank y'all for hanging in there with me. So I have just this little handy dandy sanding block, again, wherever craft supplies are sold. But if you can't find one, go to Lowe's, any hardware store, and just get you some fine, I think it's like 120 grain sandpaper, and just cut you off a little square about this big, and you can totally use that on all your craft projects. So I'm just going to take my sanding block and I'm going to sand around the edges of my pumpkin. It's dry now, and I'm going to sand away from the design. Just I'm going to make some noise. So just kind of going away and around, and it's going to take off some of that excess paper. It is noisy. Those of you that have sensitive teeth or ears, sorry. It's going to take a minute. Just kind of going, don't drop it. I'm going away from the main design, and then I'm kind of going along the edge as well. So kind of going away first to get the excess paper off, and then I'm kind of just smoothing it out around the sides. So kind of away and then along the edge. This is why I said if you're cutting and you are overlapping your cutout at all, it's totally okay, because this process is getting rid of that. It's sanding off that excess. And then you kind of get some of that raw wood is kind of peeking through there on the edges. It just gives it a little rustic, we love the word rustic, right? Look, that distressed look, and it just really kind of makes your project look, it gives it a more finished look, and then it also gives it some depth, right? Some dimension, so to speak. Come on. That one little piece, there's always one little piece that's not doing what you want it to do. It's kind of tricky right here around the stem, but be careful because you don't want to pop your little stem off. Well, get in there. There we go. All right. Feel free to use your chest as a barrier there. All right. So stinking cute. All right. Ta-da! So then this is what we have. You'll see how it kind of just gives it a distressing there. I like it. So now that we did that part, we're going to do the same process with our little eyes, and it is kind of messy. Get a little dust everywhere. Just going to do the same thing around these little pieces. Cute. And just kind of away and then smooth out the edge. It's just little things like this that you don't think about that just really kind of add that little something something to your project. All right, so we got the little nose, and if y'all have questions about anything, y'all pop those in the comments. Craft and Chow. I haven't talked to y'all about Craft and Chow at all. That's our monthly membership group, subscription group. That is going to be opening up here. I'm not sure if we're going to do November open enrollment or if we're going to stick with December, but it's going to be opening up here soon. Keep an eye out for that. That's a lot of fun. In that group, you get a craft every month, the basic supplies for the project delivered to your door. You get instructions, you get a chow recipe, which is a tried and true and tested yummy recipe from my family's journal. And of course, because when you scrapbook or you craft, you always need food. Well, it's coming up, Miss Jana. If you want to participate in that, all you have to do is shoot me a message with your email address, and I will send you all the information and get you scheduled for open enrollment time. So if you want more information about Craft and Chow, just shoot me a message and we'll make that happen. We generally only open up enrollment in January, December and June. I had to think about it. All right, I got one little piece right here. This is probably where the sandpaper would be better for me because I got these little spots are not the easiest to get the block in, but we're gonna make it work. Maybe. All right. I'm happy with that. So here's our little mouth. Isn't that cute? And you see how the distressing just added a cool effect on it. So now we're getting there, Now I gotta remember where his little eyes and nose and everything went. We don't want to make him like cockeyed. All right, that looks like a good, I think these were higher up. And call that good. And it's cute little, oh my goodness, Becky. So cute. All right, we'll get the hot glue and see if we can do this, keeping them. I'm gonna try to just gently pick them up so that I can kind of keep them in the same spot. So if I pick them up, I'll never remember where I picked them up from. All right, I'm just putting a dab of hot glue. I say dab, it's a generous dab, but you don't want to put so much that it oozes out. And then the cute little nose. Just a small dab under the nose. And then our mouth. Let's see if I can do a smiley face. Maybe. Oh, that might show some hot glue, but it's still cute. It'll be okay. So see, now I've got it hot glued down. You can't even tell that I almost broke it. So let me put my hot glue back. Oh my goodness, Becky, look at that. How cute is this little guy? Just like that, it's really cute. But y'all know I gotta bring in those leaves. So we're going to, oh my gosh, y'all, it really is the softest leaf. Usually when you buy these faux leaves or fake leaves, I'm trying to church it up a little bit, faux. Well, usually when you buy these, they're really crinkly and almost brittle, but these are really soft and velvety, so yeah. I wonder if I can snip that piece off. I think I'm gonna snip the little stemmy part. It's just a little plastic stem. I'm just gonna kind of trim that closer to the bottom of the leaf because I don't want that whole little sticking. And we're just gonna kind of hot glue this bad boy up at the top of our thing. I was like, how many leaves can I put up here? Let me see. Like I said, I'm trim that. Don't want to do it like that. Ooh, maybe I should put 3. 3 might be too many. That might be too many. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. I don't know what to do. How many leaves? I think I'm just going to do 2. Okay, so I got the 2 leaves. All I did, you see how that little extra stem, I just snipped it closer to the bottom of the leaf. And now I'm going to hot glue this bevel kind of up here. You're not going to be able to really see the little stem of the pumpkin, but you know what, that's okay because you'll get to look at these gorgeous leopard print leaves, which I'm in love with. Okay, and I'm just going to I'm kind of staggering them a little bit. I really want to just do a whole crown, but I don't know. Let me see what y'all think. Okay. Oops, it's not completely dry yet. Alright, should I just do the 2? I'll put a little bow there in a second. So should I just do the little 2 kind of caca, or should I do a little crown of leaves? What are your thoughts? Y'all tell me what you think. I'm going to get this wrapped here ready. I don't know, can't find the bow ready. Okay. Crafting problem number like 55. Who can ever find the end of the raffia ribbon? Like for real, y'all. I just usually jerk it out. That's the same bag. I've had that bag for about 20 years and I keep. Alright, I'm just tying a plain Jane little shoe bow. I call it a shoe bow. Just a simple bow. Pulling it tight. Alright, no thoughts on the leaves? Whether I should do a whole crown or just the... Alright, I think we're just going to leave it. I don't know, maybe afterwards I might change it. Okay. I'm just going to trim my raffia here. Or raffia, no. Alright, I'm just going to glue this bad boy on here. Maybe. Oh my goodness, Becky. Did I say I was going this way? I'm kind of tempted to keep it and like design a whole rim around it. So cute. Alright. How fun is this little guy? Look at that! So cute. Now, if I wanted to, I could come back. The little holes are still right here. If I wanted to put the hanger back on it, but I don't know. Tell me what you think of it. Should I put the twine back on it to hang it, or just leave it like this? It's so cute. Anyway, the whole craft was made because I found these super cute leopard leaves. I love them. And the good news is there was 12 in a pack, so I have 10 more left. I use 2 on this project. So anyway, Kim, are you still on? Let me know how you're doing, or post a picture of your project. Kim already had the supplies and was doing this with me, and she suggested that it's a good idea if I do lives here on out. If it's something that I think is readily available, I'll put a supply list on here. If you guys would gather the supplies and do it with me, that would be fun, and I'd love to interact with you on here while you're doing the craft with me. So anyway, I'm going to be giving this away. So if you sprinkle the video, post that in the chat in the comments, and I will put your name in the hat, and I'll be shipping this out at the end of the week for one lucky person. Super cute, and I love it because it's cute. It's not scary, and if I'm going to do Halloween, I don't want it to be scary. So anyway, I'm going to let you go so you don't have to worry Google or Gaga anymore. So thanks for hanging out with me for Lunchtime Live.